The Prime Minister would definitely block plans for an early rerun of the Scottish independence referendum. Speaking in Glasgow, the Foreign Secretary said the answer would, of course, as he put it, be no. The First Minister condemned that as anti-democratic, but Nicola Sturgeon ruled out holding an unofficial ballot. She said she would urge Westminster to agree what's known as a Section 30 transfer of powers to Holyrood. This from our political editor, Brian Taylor.
Remember this, the Edinburgh Agreement, whereby the UK government sanctioned the 2014 independence referendum. That was needed because powers over the constitution are reserved to Westminster. So what would happen now if Nicola Sturgeon demanded a second independence ballot? In Glasgow, the Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt gave a blunt response.
The answer, of course, will be no.
But here's Keith Brown, the Deputy SNP leader, at a party meeting.
I've said that I don't think that certainly the SNP and I don't think the Yes movement should be willing to anticipate a refusal of a Section 30 order as a reason not to call a referendum.
Jackson Carlo.
At Holyrood, Tories said that signalled the prospect of a referendum without legal backing.
Another independence referendum is the last thing Scotland needs. So irrespective of the views of her errant deputy, will the First Minister rule out this divisive plan?
First Minister.
But Nicola Sturgeon said Mr Carlaw was simply wrong. Nothing had changed.
The legal basis for the next independence referendum should be the same as the basis for the last independence referendum. And the only reason we are talking about this issue is the disgracefully anti-democratic stance of the Conservatives.
The First Minister's concern is that, by contrast with 2014, an unofficial referendum might be boycotted by unionists and would fail to win global acceptance. Ms Sturgeon challenged Jackson Carlaw on the immediate crisis of Brexit, but the Conservative leader said it was Nicola Sturgeon's job to answer questions. For now.
The whole chamber knows that in 2 short years Ruth Davidson will be sitting where the First Minister sits today.
Nicola Sturgeon suggested pantomime season had come early. Labour's Richard Leonard said a separate Scottish currency and spending constraint would hit Scotland hard.
That's not just a programme for austerity, that's a programme for turbocharged austerity.
Again, the First Minister said she was happy to argue for independence, but suggested that Labour and the Conservatives might care to focus, for now, on what she called the catastrophe of Brexit. Brian Taylor, reporting Scotland, Holyrood.